Hey guys, what I have here is a 56-inch Synlix branded ceiling fan from 1986. There's a date code, or what I'm assuming is a date code on top of the motor, in red ink. It says 86. So quite possibly a 1986 Synlix branded ceiling fan. Not too familiar with this brand, but I don't think it's particularly rare or valuable. But anyways, this was a find in January of 2021, and I got it for free. So I haven't put any money into this thing yet, but I think I'll have to because there are a couple of issues with it, but nothing too major. So this being my first vintage ceiling fan, I'm going to have to do some maintenance to it. Gotta clean it up a bit, but it's pretty clean for the most part. I'm gonna test the motor in this video. I actually haven't tested this fan like on an actual ceiling box, so I'm not exactly sure how well the motor works. I did test the motor once, or maybe twice, right after I got it. Just hooked it up to power and ran it. It does work. The bearings make a little bit of grinding sound, which is to be expected because it's been used, but we're going to do that once again in this video. This might be a bit of a learning experience if I have to go in and replace the bearings, which I may or may not do because it's not exactly a rare, valuable fan, but if I feel like doing it, then maybe I'll give it a shot. I don't think it's that difficult. I have the tools, or I think I do, to be able to do that. So maybe in a future video I'll give it a shot. But first, I'll give you guys a close-up look at some of these parts of the fan. So it's got white stencil blades, which are reversible. One side is plain white, the other side has gold stencils, which look pretty generic to me, but I'm not exactly an expert, so this may be a unique design to this fan. And they aren't exactly perfect either. They have some damage and cosmetic issues, but nothing too bad that I can see. This blade, the one I'm holding here, is twisted. If you can see that. Notice how this end of the blade is a bit higher than this end. So kind of a strange way the way it warped. But the other blades are okay. There's a couple that's just a bit droopy. This one's okay. This one is a little bit droopy up there. Oh yeah, this blade has some major scratches going through it. I think I'm going to try to fill that in with a paint marker. This one's a bit droopy too, but for the most part, nothing too severe. I've seen worse. So there are the blades. Here are the blade brackets. They are stamped steel. Pretty simple looking, and they go on top of the motor via these screws. We've also got a light kit, which I do not know if it's original to the fan or if it's aftermarket. It's a pretty generic looking polished brass trumpet arm. I think that's what they call it. For light kit. And it comes with these very generic looking shades. I'm not exactly a fan of the way these look, but I mean, it was a free fan, right? And also I was missing one screw right there, which I had an extra one, so I just put that in there for now. One issue with the light kit, the switch broke. Basically the little finial that goes on it broke, or not the finial, but the end of the switch that protrudes out where the finial screws onto, that broke off of the actual switch. So the switch is actually inside of the housing there, so I thought about repairing it, but I just bought another switch, so that's gonna go in there. It's actually a three-way switch, so it has 3 positions before you turn it off. I'm gonna try to make it an interesting sequence, maybe like 2 on, and all on, or something like that. So that's gonna be done in an upcoming video. Here is the mounting bracket and the upper canopy. And of course, the motor itself. So you guys saw this before, I just showed it. I'm gonna carefully tip it onto its... So, it is a stamped steel motor, I believe. Here's the information. It is a model SL-505BO 52-inch. Oh, I think I might have said 56-inch in the intro. It's a 52-inch fan. And I'm going to assume this is a date code 886, as in August of 1986, and maybe 144 just means like the 144th fan made in that month. Made in Taiwan, 0.9 amps. It has some vents on the motor. Bearings don't sound bad when you manually turn it, but once they get up to speed you can hear them a bit. There's a gold pinstripe along the side, which I always love seeing. Something you don't see anymore on today's fans. And carefully lay it back down. You can see the motor windings in there. Speed control, reverse, and there's a capacitor in here. There's a little bit of damage going on because of light kit, but for the most part the paint on here is great. So now we're going to hook this up to power and I'll show you guys the motor in action. Alright, so I have the motor wired up to power now, just with a spare cord I had. So right here, black wire goes to live and the white wire goes to neutral. So we'll go ahead and test it on all three speeds, both in downdraft and updraft directions. So let me position my tripod like so. We'll start off with the downdraft rotation, which is counterclockwise if you're looking up from the bottom, and on high speed. Now it's just the wire rubbing against the motor there. Huh. You know what? The bearings are actually not as noisy as I remember them being. Maybe they just need to warm up before they start making a racket. But it's a fairly constant whiz rather than a clicking or some other random annoying sound. I'll give you guys a close-up of this. Yeah, it's not too bad. The underside here. I've always liked the look of these vented spinner fans. They just look so cool with the vents like that. I think it's more of the front, or not the front, the top bearing that's noisy, not so much the bottom. Which would make sense because all the dust would be getting sucked into that bearing there. Alright, so back into the tripod. And we'll switch it to medium. High speed seems to have a bit of a motor hum, which gets a bit quieter on medium. There's low speed. Yeah, on low speed all I can hear are the bearings. No motor hum, no other random noises. We'll quick look at it. Shut it off for now. Ouch. Switch it to reverse. Let me find where the switch is. Alright, so here it is on updraft direction, high speed. I'll just go through the speeds fairly quickly because they're the same as downdraft. There's a medium, low, off. Switch back to downdraft. Oops, sorry about that. We'll quickly check out the spin down time. It's pretty decent. Alright, so there you have it, guys. That is the Synlix 52-inch ceiling fan from 1986. So there will be an upcoming video of the complete demonstration when I have it up on a proper ceiling box, and we'll go through the speeds with the blades on. But for now, that's going to wrap up this video, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!